I asked, who is thinking of you? Who is still thinking of you from the past? So this is going to be a person that you no longer have a connection with. Perhaps you're thinking of them too. So these are the cards that popped out. So if this sounds like you're reading, go on ahead and join us. Join me here. All right, let's get into this. So the first card that popped out was the Four of Coins. This is somebody that was totally possessive of you. Somebody that was wanting to like almost like own you. Like you were like an object kind of to this person. Like this is somebody that might have been like really cheap. They might have been kind of stingy, like a cheapskate. They were somebody maybe like a little bit too clingy, a little bit too possessive, but they were closed off emotionally. They were restrictive with their feelings and emotions and how much they expressed it. I feel like this is somebody very uptight, like unyielding. It could have also been somebody like materialistic, or they were foolish with money, or they didn't help you with money, or they took from you, or they costed you money, something with money. And I do feel like this is somebody who would be like, they would either be like resentful or holding on to some resentments, or like just feeling resentful, or they won't like accept something, or perhaps the whole time that you were with them they wouldn't like get help and they needed it, or they needed to go to therapy but they wouldn't go. And also somebody who had a lot of unhealthy obsessions. I feel like more so with money and status and power, but it's just they could have had a lot of unhealthy possessions, a lot of unhealthy obsessions, and holding on to grief, holding on to baggage, holding on to bad feelings from the past, and like holding on to painful memories and experiences, and not dealing with it. It's like this is somebody that would have like a lot of displaced anger, or a lot of like repressed emotions. But yeah, this is somebody that may have made you feel like you were a prisoner. Somebody that may have made you feel like you had to be watched or in control of. Like, it's just somebody that I feel like they might have also had really poor boundaries, or just a lack of discipline in life. And, maybe they wasted money. Maybe they were, somebody that needed a budget. They didn't know how to financially plan. This is somebody that they might have like been spending more than they earned, or they wanted to live way above their means. But yeah, definitely conflicted. The next card that popped up that made me feel like it was somebody that might have dropped out of school, or was undereducated, or someone that they may have had trouble in school, or just a troubled upbringing. To me, this is somebody who's like very judgmental, very much a hypocrite, a bigot, someone closed minded, small minded, someone who has like no faith, or they're faithless, or they're like, just no spirituality like whatsoever. They may have issues with their like extremes. Okay, like I don't know how else to say it. Like they have issues with extremes. Like they might go to extremes with certain things. They could be like an extremist, like an evangelist, like always, putting you down or belittling you in a religious way, or they could be the opposite end where they don't believe in anything at all. This could also be somebody who's preachy, wants to tell you what to do or try to enforce their beliefs upon you. Also somebody that might have been like really mean, like body shaming or job shaming, or poking fun at you or other people, or, like this snobbish, rude kind of discontent, like kind of nasty person. I feel like this is somebody with a lot of negative opinions, somebody with a maybe even a spiritual ego, or like some type of know-it-all, or I know, that's what I get, like bully vibes, and I'm right, you're wrong, it doesn't matter what it is. And I also feel like this is somebody with like warped kind of views on love or life. They might not believe in marriage. They might not believe in commitment. They think that they have no karmic retribution whatsoever. This card popped out where I feel like they may have been a cheater, or they may have been somebody that was looking while they were still with you. this is somebody that might have been just flirting. It could have been just like passive, or, what they thought was not a big deal, but it could have been like they were putting out signs or putting it out there to, the world, that maybe they were not as committed as you thought. And I do feel like it could have been they were hung up on an ex, somebody that they couldn't get over while they were still with you. And then now they're with somebody and they still can't get over you. It's like a really messed up cycle for this person. I also feel like this is somebody that they might have been a little bit in the business world or something with that, or something with money, something with making money, or, like having good ideas about making money. But I feel like they didn't really have a solid network, perhaps. Like, this is somebody with like two things going on, okay? It's two things. Now, to me, sometimes this could be somebody who has two different mental health things going on. But it could be somebody who, at their worst, they were like very unmotivated. They may have been like a big dreamer, but they never put the effort to do their things, okay? Yeah, I just feel like they could have been like maybe playing both sides of something, or, just playing you with something or someone, or involving you in the middle of something. I also feel like there was some kind of movement or moving. I don't know if you moved or you had to move to maybe get away from this person, or they moved and you lost touch, but there's some type of movement or moving. And I do feel like there's something to be said about this person not making you feel safe. I feel like this person did not make you feel safe. They made you feel like you had to flee or leave, or, get on with it. But I feel like this is somebody that they are just troubled. I feel like so many troubles, and like just so much like hidden emotions and repressed feelings, and it kind of just almost like, I want to say, vomited all over you, and you just couldn't take it anymore. I feel like this person would want to connect with you. I also feel like they may have looked you up or looked for you, like online, or tried to get in touch with you through a third party, perhaps, or somebody else. But to me, this energy is like movement energy. Could also be like they want to reach out to you, or they want to find you, or they want to talk to you, or they want to try to like, I don't know, like put it out there, or try to say that they've changed in some way, or I don't know, but I feel like there's blocks. There's blocks for a reason. I feel like you are being blocked from this person for a reason. This person was not treating you right, and they were not giving you what you needed in the connection or the relationship. Ideally, yeah, you are the ideal woman to them. And I do feel like you may have been the other woman at some point, or there may have been another woman at some point, because that's what this card says. It's like a dual life. It's like somebody that might have been leading like a double life, somebody that, may have had a lot of secrets, or you weren't seeing what they were doing behind the scenes, or they were waiting till nighttime, till you were asleep to do private messages, or, you might have, that might have been part of it. You might have seen something in their DMs, or you might have seen something on their phone, but this is like somebody that was keeping secrets, unfortunately. And yes, they saw you as like the ideal woman, the perfect woman, because you were giving them so much. You were giving, you were keeping their secrets. You were, being there for them. You weren't pushing. You were open and giving and intuitive and, gifted. And they saw this about you, but in a way, they weren't seeing it like, oh, wow, this is a great person, a partner. No, they were seeing it like in an opportunist way, like, oh, I could use that, and to me, I feel like you're an empath. This might be an empath narcissist thing, because you're mature, you're wise, peace loving, and, you see both sides of things. And I feel like you really wanted to give this person a chance, and you really wanted to try to heal them and help them, but there was no way you could do that. This is like such a rigid person that's so stuck, digs their heels in, and they're not willing to budge. That's that person's like core energy. Again, I feel like they may have looked you up, or could be looking you up. Okay. I feel like you really had to show this person, don't take me for granted. I will not have that. I feel like there's somewhere where you needed to put your foot down, or the truth came out about them, or you found out a secret about them. And I do feel like it was a third party situation. Again, I'm going to say, to me, the world is, you might be ready to put yourself out there again. I feel like this was a lot for you, like a lot to deal with. This person lacked empathy. They were callous. I feel like they only cared about themselves. They had FOMO, like fear of missing out. They weren't able to appreciate their blessings. But it's like you learned from them. I feel like you learned a great deal, and you learned a lot about love and a lot about red flags and all of that. So now I feel like this is like, you could be putting yourself out there a bit, moving up the ladder a bit in life, like, focusing on yourself, focusing on the status quo, like, maybe you're, focusing on worldly causes, or you're going to get involved with that, or you're somebody that, like, you could go on in life to be somebody that's a healer because of your experiences with this person and this connection. I feel like you're meant to kind of like either do a blog about it, or make a video for TikTok or Instagram or something, or write something about this experience, because I feel like your story's needed. And I'm going to leave you on that, but I feel like, yeah, you are so much wiser and more mindful because of this. And I also feel like if this person came at you, you would just kind of be like, what, dude? Like, no, I'm not. I'm so past this. I'm so done with this. But, maybe you were thinking about this person recently. You could have had a dream about them. Whatever it is, I hope that this gives you some closure or some guidance. Love and light.